I'm welcome everybody. This is Mr. A Boy. There's an African, black as you can see. I'm a Sierra Leonean. This morning he said he has a message for all of us in the world. So Mr. A Boy, you can say what you want to share to the world.
In the first place, I want to commend those African leaders that are on the verge of taking development to their countries. And I want to blast all those African leaders that are on the verge of on developing their countries. And if there is any African leader who is not working hard to develop his or her country, that person is not working towards the oath or the manifesto that they put onto the people before they were elected to be president or to be rulers of that particular country. For me, I will not be taking everything to all the countries because I'm a Sierra Leonean, and if there is anything bothering me, I have to specify it with Sierra Leone. And as everyone knows, the global pandemic right now we are going through, which our country itself, Sierra Leone, is no exception, is something we are not expecting, but it's already here. It's here already. So, and that has caused us a whole lot of problems. It has even stopped the economy being growing from where it was now going down, as has been reported by the Minister of Finance and all other things. Um, this specific one here we are about to say, or I am about to say, is directly going for the rulers. In the first place, I would like to commend him, the president, the first lady, the speaker of parliament, and all other people, the medical workers, and all other people who are there in the front line to see that this pandemic in our country comes to an end. It's not easy, but we are all fighting it because even we, the masses, the people, are working hard in our own very little way to see that we don't go out and spread the virus because the president and all other health workers, including the World Health Organization, are working hard to see that these things or this pandemic comes to an end. But what is our concern here is what is going to be our stand or the situation in the country after the virus. That's our concern because a whole lot of money has been spent, even though we have been getting donation from some humanitarian organizations, World Bank, ADB, and all the rest. But we are considering what is going to be the status of the country or what is going to be the economic status of the country after this virus. Very recently, we have we have now more than 900 cases. We are gradually moving towards 1,000 because we have more than 1,000 people being quarantined. So we are expecting more cases. No, I'm not saying they are coming, but since people have contacted these quarantine people, we have to expect them. But we are commending the president for his good work. Now, this is going out to you, Mr. President. Schools has been closed as a result of this pandemic. Um, Traveling borders has been closed as a result of this pandemic. The airport is closed as a result of the pandemic, and also all other places that the government has been using in order to generate income for the country has been put on hold. And as a result of this, we have to work hard as a government to ensure that the country is in stability because if the people are hungry or the people are not getting what they are supposed to get as being promised by the government, you and your cabinet, I think we have to do something that you will not be expecting. Because if you, the government, do something that we, the people, are not expecting, we also in return will do something that you are not expecting. But you have not done it. You have not done it. You are not saying you have done it. You have not done it, and we also are not ready to do it because we know you are not going to do it. It's just in case it happens. It's just in case it happens. If it happens, then expect it because things have been going wrong during this pandemic. Even though we are living under state of emergency, we have been seeing like the current issue that occur at Pademba Road. We have the Tumbo incident and all other things. You see, there are people in this country who are not ready to make this country a better one. But what we are supposed to do as people in this country, we have to work towards the things that we are supposed to do. All of us have the right of freedom, we have the right of speech, yes, but we are not to go above what we are not supposed to say. For instance, if the pandemic is growing every day, the cases are growing every day in the country, and the government are working in order to seek the interest of the people, that we should close these traveling borders as the airport is closed in order to avoid people coming from other countries, or we taking the virus to other countries, is good. But what you are supposed to do as a government, as you know, where people are not moving, we are just staying indoors, as to say. Now we are expecting that during this pandemic, as we are facing this pandemic, we are supposed to put on some issues, some measures in place in order to ensure that these people who are under this quarantine, or people who are struggling to have their day-to-day food to eat, or money to generate food in their homes, you do something for them. Now we have got, I think, 2 lockdowns, 3 days sitting at home without going nowhere. Now the government did nothing in effort to ensure that these people who are staying at home for these 3 days have something to eat. There were so many homes that went 3 days without food. The government never considered. And we learned that the money that we are coming in, that has been coming in for donation, was enough to feed these people for the 3 days. We are not saying you should have done it, because maybe you are using the money in order to fight the virus, but it's just a recommendation we are making here, so that if should in case things go wrong again like this, you and your cabinet work hard in order to ensure that it go on well. Now, for instance, schools has been put on hold. By right, the examination, the WAS, the BECE, and the NPSC has like the NPSC was supposed to be conducted in May. The BECE also was to be conducted in this June, July, and then the WAS was to be conducted from the starting of March until this time. But there is nothing. So you see, so these are some of the things that the government need to consider, to put in place, to ensure that we the people, because they are there, even though they are getting the bad name that they are not doing it, but we are suffering more. Yes, some of these ministers, these government personalities all around, we are seeing, have their children out there. Not all of them have their children educating in this country. They have their children out there. So we that are in this country, they have to consider our well-being. If schools has been put on hold, now we know radio programs, teaching programs on radios has been put in place in order to see that people listening to this radio to get their teachings. Now government need to also get it at the back of their mind that not everybody has the access to radio, and not everybody has the access to TV station. We know AYV is doing it, SABC is doing it, Star TV is doing it, and all other CCTV, FTN are doing it, but not everybody. Even myself talking to you, I don't have access to a television station. Not even talking about what, a radio station. I don't have a radio station on my, or a radio on my own. So you see, so having access to these things is not easy. So what we are considering, we want school to reopen for the exam students so that they can continue taking their class. We know the virus is coming to our end very soon. To the hard working you guys are doing, we commend you. We want to say bravo to the health workers, to the president, and all other personalities that are on the front line of fighting this virus to go away. We commend you. Please, my message to you, the government, and all Sierra Leoneans, in order to ensure that we take away the pandemic and bring back the joy that Sierra Leone has been enjoying. Thank you. I am Q, and I'm in both cities, Sierra Leone, West Africa.